been more than a year since mudslides devastated drivers here in Kern County. So if that happened again, are we ready? 23 ABC's Brandon Johansson going in depth for us tonight on those people who witnessed it and having their story tonight. Brandon?
Yeah, Tim, despite the fact that it's been over a year, that kind of fear just doesn't go away. And those who were impacted still have to live with it every single day.
When you get in the car, you expect it to go smoothly, to be safe, to make it.
I literally thought, this is it. I'm a goner.
But what you expect may turn into something that you never expected.
I still have anxiety about it just because of the fear.
Fear, rushing in like a wave.
You don't realize, how precious life is until you feel like you could lose your life.
Beth Tona takes us back to last October. She was on this road, Tehachapi Willow Springs Road, driving home from work. That's when it began to rain, hard. About 3.5 inches fell in less than an hour.
You're at the mercy of nature.
It's as bad as you can imagine. She was swept away by a wave of water, mud, and debris. Caltrans calling the sudden rainfall a 1,000-year rain event. The aftermath called the Kern County mudslides.
This is really the most terrifying thing I think I've ever been through.
I've seen him on TV, but never seen him anything like that.
Dozens got stuck on Highway 58 and on the Grapevine, but Beth was alone.
This whole thing was just full of water and mud.
Her car being pushed closer and closer to the nearby ravine.
Screaming, someone help me, bring a helicopter, whatever you have to do, I'm gonna die.
We're watching this outside in real time. We're hearing it on TV in real time.
Beth was alone and desperately needed help.
I thought for sure, I was gonna get buried alive.
It was very surreal.
Now, during last year's event, rain fell so quickly that the soil was actually unable to absorb it, meaning that the rain just ran off the top of it and down into the roads because it had, frankly, no place to go, much like the people who were stuck in this mudslide had no place to go.
Literally, we are an island.
There are 3 main ways in and out of Tehachapi. The mudslides knocked them all out. All of a sudden, people found themselves stuck and scared.
What can we do to possibly help the situation? And that's when we put our plan into play.
Ken Hetke began making calls to others, like him, pilots.
Are you willing to fly the airplanes out of Tehachapi and pick up people that are currently stranded?
They flew over the devastation below, Ken and his team becoming the only way in or out of Tehachapi.
We became the bridge.
The bridge for 67 people. 10 planes in action for more than 12 hours.
They were literally covered in mud, and all they had left from their vehicle that was stuck was what they had in their hands.
Now, after last year's events, Caltrans put in some safety measures, like this dike just to my left here, to act as a barrier for if mud or debris are flowing towards the freeway. Hopefully, this will help to stop it. But the problem isn't preparation. The problem is that it's very, very difficult to predict when or where an event like this will take place.
What happened last October was rare. But that doesn't mean it can't happen again.
We pay very close attention.
There's that fear again.
It's always in the back of our mind.
If it happens again, Ken is ready.
Again, none of us ever thought this would happen, but when it happens and you go through it, and then you realize what you can actually contribute to your community, it is solid to fine-tune that plan and make it better for when or if it ever happens again.
Beth was rescued by some good Samaritans, an answer to a prayer, she says. But now both her and Ken know what can happen. They now know that what you expect may turn into something you never expected.
I'm hesitant, to drive in it.
There's that fear.
I think it sticks with you for the rest of your life.
That fear that will always be there.
Now, one thing that can create mudslide dangers are wildfires. So keep an eye out for this story on turn23.com later tonight, where we'll discuss in more detail what creates those mudslide conditions. In studio, Brandon Johansson, 23 ABC News.